Have you ever searched for Retatrutide dosage in units and wondered why you can't find a clear answer? Well, there's actually a really important reason for that, and it's worth understanding before drawing any conclusions about this medicine. First things first, this video does not provide dosing advice and should not be used to calculate or administer any medication. If you have questions about any treatment, please speak with your GP or a specialist. So, let's start with the basics. Retatrutide is still an investigational medicine. That means it has not been approved for use in the UK or anywhere else at the time of filming. Everything we currently know about it comes from clinical trials, not from licensed prescribing guidance. Now, to answer the question that brought you here. Retatrutide is measured in milligrams, not in units. The reason people search for units is probably because they're familiar with how insulin is measured. But Retatrutide works differently, and in research settings, amounts are expressed in milligrams. Exact amounts, timing, and any escalation are determined by trial protocols and must not be inferred or applied outside a supervised study. We won't be sharing specific figures here, and that's intentional. So what actually is Retatrutide, and why is there so much interest in it? Retatrutide is a triple receptor agonist, meaning it targets 3 hormonal receptors simultaneously: GLP-1, GIP, and glucagon. Compare that to semaglutide, which targets 1, or tirzepatide, which targets 2. The GLP-1 pathway helps reduce appetite and slow digestion. The GIP pathway may support insulin release and fat metabolism. And the glucagon receptor is thought to increase energy expenditure and may have effects on fat in the liver, though that last point still needs confirmation in larger studies. A phase 2 trial published in the New England Journal of Medicine in 2023 reported substantial reductions in body weight over 48 weeks. A separate phase 2 trial in people with type 2 diabetes also showed meaningful improvements in blood sugar control alongside weight loss. These are genuinely significant findings, but phase 2 is not the finish line. Larger trials are still needed before any regulator can consider this medicine for approval. In terms of side effects, the most commonly reported in trials were gastrointestinal, things like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Some trial arms showed greater effects than others, but again, specific amounts and schedules are investigational and not for use outside a supervised clinical setting. Now, the regulatory picture. At the time of filming, Retatrutide has not received marketing authorization from the MHRA, the EMA, or any other regulatory authority. It is not available on the NHS. In the UK, the only legitimate way to access Retatrutide is through an approved clinical trial. Purchasing it from unregulated online sources may be unlawful and is genuinely unsafe. You have no way of verifying what's actually in those products, how they've been stored, or whether they're safe to use. If you're curious about whether you might be eligible for a clinical trial involving Retatrutide or similar medicines, that's absolutely worth discussing with your GP or a specialist. They can advise based on your full medical history, and if you or someone you know experiences a suspected side effect from any medicine, whether licensed or accessed through a trial, you can report it via the MHRA Yellow Card scheme at yellowcard.mhra.gov.uk. That reporting system genuinely helps regulators monitor safety across the population. To recap, Retatrutide is measured in milligrams, not units. It's an investigational triple receptor agonist showing promising early results, but it remains unapproved, unavailable on the NHS, and should only ever be accessed through a regulated clinical trial. Please don't make decisions about investigational medicines without professional guidance. If you found this helpful, leave a comment below. We'd love to know what topics you'd like us to cover next. And if you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to the Bolt Pharmacy channel for more medically accurate health information.